Hello, welcome back to the HNU podcast with your host Himalay and
And Urvashi.
okay, and as always, guys, please subscribe,
And please share.
Please share as well if you like it.
Yes.
Today's topics we talk about making mistakes, the power of the mind, and everyday battles of inside the skull.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I wanted to talk about making mistakes
Yes.
because it is a small mistake, but on Thursday we were supposed to record.
Yeah.
We recorded.
Yeah.
And I not 17 minutes in the recording, and my mic decided to turn off.
Yeah. And so the audio was...
On my side, my mic was gone.
Yeah.
Hers was there. We tried recording again. Energy not there.
Yeah, especially
Finished.
because it was like we'd recorded for a good
45 minutes is when I realised we were so close to the end.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't carry on anymore.
No, and
energy was
we did try. We did try, but it just... because
it didn't flow.
Yeah, it didn't.
So we decided to record again, and I feel like it was the right decision to make.
100%. Especially on a different day. Like, it's a new day. We're good.
It. New day, new mindset.
Exactly.
And the thing is, with me, I'm a big overthinker. So as soon as I made that small mistake, which is a small mistake,
It was.
I felt very bad.
Yeah, I knew that, which is why I didn't blame you. I don't know if you saw that. Do you know when because when I get angry, I I just go off. But I wasn't angry and I wasn't disappointed because I know it wasn't your fault. Because when you look down, it was like, okay, well, it stopped. And then I just saw you're like, oh no. I was like, oh no, please tell me you're recording.
Yeah, but I even realised, not even with that mistake, it was even little things like, well, I was in the office and I called another colleague, a friend of mine, another name.
Yeah.
And even though it's a small thing, I felt so bad because I'm overanalyzing, overthinking a lot of things. However, it comes to a point where you've got to you've got to forgive yourself, because you can't beat yourself up on every little mistake you make.
100%.
Sure, you can beat yourself up for like 5 minutes, but give yourself at least a time to feel the feelings and emotions you go through. But then sort of got to overcome it by going, all right, cool, you made that mistake. You're no longer in that environment or that situation anymore. Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah, and the fact that you feel that hurt and that guilt, it just shows that you care. Because I'd be surprised if you did accidentally call a colleague name and then you were just like, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. But because that would not be the right mentality.
I didn't even register that I'd called her by the wrong name. She'd even said, what do you call me? Do you call me this? I'm like, no, I called you. And I said the name again, the wrong name. And I was like, what am I doing? I was on my break. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah. But, these are honest mistakes.
Yeah.
Honest mistakes. And you got to you have to just say you made that mistake. It was honest. You just keep moving.
Yeah. It's the best way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, so honest mistakes. I feel like everybody makes honest mistakes here and there. But it's just how you react and what you do about it.
And it's also how long you allow yourself to sit in that self-critical
state of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying. What about making mistakes with friendships and relationships? How would you deal with that?
I feel like everyone makes mistakes, so you got to, especially with us, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I know I've said that quite a lot, but we do. So I feel like if someone made a mistake and we knew it wasn't deliberate...
I'm talking about you. How would you deal with it?
Well, I'm talking about if someone else made a mistake.
I'm talking about you. How if you made a mistake in a relationship, how would you deal with it? Can I
finish what I'm saying?
Okay, sorry, go on.
If someone else close to me made a mistake, right, I would give them the benefit of the doubt, know it's an honest mistake, and I would forgive them. So I would expect the same back. If I made an honest mistake and I'm genuinely sorry, they'd know it, I'd make sure they'd know it, and I'd expect forgiveness. If it is a very small, depending on what the mistake is, obviously. But I wouldn't expect it if I wouldn't forgive myself. If someone else did what I did to that person and I wouldn't forgive myself, I wouldn't expect forgiveness. Does that make any sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Fair.
What about you?
No, definitely the same. If I made a mistake, again, like, I'm a big overthinker, and as soon as I have made a mistake, I throw myself in that whole, oh, you're a dick. You've made a mistake, and I'll beat myself up about it. Like, imagine you walking down the street and then a bunch of guys like stop beating on you. That's what I'm like in my mind.
Just
Like,
a bunch of himsies just ganging
just a
up
bunch
on
of
you.
me just kicking the shit out of me.
Oh my goodness.
But that would last. Again, it's how long I allow myself to be in that position in my mind. I'd throw my, it happened. I'd be upset over the top, and now I've got other ways of dealing with it, like writing it in my journal and stuff like that. To get it out of my mind and onto a piece of paper, something physical.
Yeah.
Then I can see that it's there. I don't have to hold on to it.
Yeah, you can let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people prefer to put pen to paper when it comes to things like that,
Yeah.
just to like let it.
It's a tough one though, in relationships, especially like if you both know that one or the other made that mistake, and you both acknowledge it, and you're like, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes, let's carry on. But there's still a feeling of there's still something going on, like the relationship still feels a bit weird.
I feel like then there comes to a point when if it's still like that after a while, you just want to talk it out. Like you just want to make a plan with that person. Let's do this, right? And if they're down, you have a chance to talk it out.
Facts.
Because I think communication is key to deal with situations, problems, everything.
I feel like recently my communication has been off. I don't know what it is.
I feel like mine's slowly but gradually getting stronger. Like I'm reaching out to more people, and I'm just being more open-minded, I feel. Yeah.
Cool. I need to be more. I guess not more. I just need to be open-minded as I usually am, I feel, anyway. I saw this quote the other day saying having a deep conversation with open-minded people are the best kinds of conversations.
I agree.
And I think that's so true.
It is. You can't really have like a deep like one-on-one chat with someone when they're closed-minded, because they're not really going to get what you're saying, and then they're just going to say things that might throw you off.
Yeah.
So you'd rather avoid it.
Yeah, or they try to throw their opinions on you and the way they look at certain things if they're not open-minded.
Yes.
It's like when you try and have deep and meaningful conversations with people. With me particularly, there's not many people I can have conversations like that, because I often speak too much to the point where I feel like, oh, this feels like it's not the right time, the vibe's not there.
Yeah, it has to be like a back and forth as well.
Yeah, I can't be the only one just talking. I want to know your opinion on certain things.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm very lucky in the sense that I have like a good selection of people that I'm able to open up to and be very open-minded with, and I know they're open-minded, so we're able to talk about anything. So yeah,
that's good, having a good support system.
Exactly, yeah.
Just to release. Next I wanted to talk about the power of the mind. Now, I've been listening to podcasts and read a lot of things online about crazy miracles that people have done for themselves. Like, there's a lot of people who have like terminal illnesses who, through the power of the mind and stuff, they've cured themselves just from thought alone. And changing little things in their daily lives, like instead of saying I have terminal illness and I feel ill, or I feel this every day, they'd go through the emotions of telling themselves, I'm getting better and better every day.
Yeah. They'd like convince themselves or trick themselves into thinking that it's a positive. They'll shift the narratives to be more positive than negative.
But some people think it's wishful thinking. What do you think about it?
I would say it could start off as seeming like wishful thinking if someone genuinely doesn't believe it, but I feel like you won't believe it until you see it. Like there's been a lot of times when you see, like, people would call it a miracle. If, say, someone that's being told they've got 3 months to live and they don't feel like they do. They have a complete different mindset. They're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I have a long life left to live. And they carry on having that mindset of, no, I'm going to be fine. I'm okay. And they do end up living past the 3 months and they're okay now. Unless you see that, like, you need to see it to believe it for a lot of people. They need to have the facts. A lot of people are very factual. But I feel like I believe things very easily. I used to be like very naive. I still am, but I'm getting better. I'm better at knowing who to trust and who not to trust now.
Yeah.
But I would say it starts off as wishful thinking and other people can see it as wishful thinking. But if that person is genuinely like, no, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to believe, then it's set in stone like that. Like, no, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
And most of the time I feel like it works out if you keep telling yourself the positives and you go with that and you genuinely believe it, you make yourself believe it, it helps, I feel. But yeah.
It's also, if you want to believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. It's just the way it is.
True.
And no one can force you to believe certain things. Why are, like, I guess you've touched on it. I was going to ask, why are people so hesitant to believe everything about manifestation?
Oh. So I feel like a lot of people think that if you put it into the universe, that's just you letting it out of your system. It doesn't mean anything. You're not necessarily going to get anything back from it. But a lot of people, like myself, believe that if you put it out into the universe is going to have your back. And if this is something you truly want and deserve, and the universe thinks this is what you need at this time, then you will get that. Even not at this time. Like, say you keep saying you manifest it. Say I want a relationship. You say I want a relationship.
You don't want to say I want. Because if you're saying I want, it means it's a lack of. It means that you've already acknowledged that you don't have it.
For me, I don't see it like that. I say I want things, but I always work towards them. Does that make sense? So, like, I believe I've manifested it if I say I want... again, I'm terrible at giving examples, so I'm not going to give an example.
Try it. Go on. Attempt it.
Okay, I'll say this. I want the best 21st birthday I could have, right? And I kept saying, I'm going to have a great birthday. I'm excited for my birthday. I'm going to have a good birthday. I'm going to have good people around me. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but that's not you saying I want. You're saying I'm going to.
Yeah.
If you put that word want, you're already saying... This is what I believe anyway.
Okay.
That you don't have it already. You want it. You don't have it. Changing that want for me... Because I used to do this. I want this, I want that. I'm already saying to the universe, I don't have it. So if I've changed it now to... I'm happy and grateful that I have this.
Yeah.
Or I desire.
Yeah, I think desire is a better word. Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's where I feel like it works more. And it's also being consistent with it. Like everything that you do in life, like working out to get a good body or into good shape, or eating the right foods, or even little things like trying to read a whole book. If you're consistent with it, eventually you will do it. Same thing with manifestation. It's not going to work like this. The universe works in your favor, but he gives you these things in those right times.
Yeah, you get what you deserve when you deserve it.
But you just don't sort of think about when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. You don't have to worry about stuff like that, because
as long as you put it out,
that shit just gets aligned somehow.
That's mad how that happens. Like when people say, wow, the stars have aligned, everything I've wanted I've got. Things like that.
I saw another thing, a cool, not mantra, but I'll just say it says, oh no, I forgot it. Shit. It was so good. It was basically about saying, like, I don't chase, I attract. Everything that's supposed to belong to me will find me.
I believe that.
And just repeating that.
Yeah.
And believing that things will just fall into place. But that doesn't mean that you don't do things.
Yeah.
Because then that's where wishful thinking comes. Like, if you're thinking of getting a relationship and then sitting down and not going outside and exploring and being in different environments,
with people,
you're not going to find anyone like that.
That's true.
So yeah, I guess people just don't, they're hesitant to believe it because in society, you've always seen how things are worked, or sort of. And so they're not going to, like you said already, they've got to see it to believe it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to manifest things. Like I've heard that people like to write things down on a paper, put it underneath their pillow. I've heard people like to use what are they called? Crystals. People have used like different crystals, and I know a lot of people that are like really into crystals and really believe in them. Personally, I feel like that's something I've not really gotten into, but maybe in the future, who knows?
Yeah, I've got into, not into like fully I understand it, but I just like, and there's no harm in it. Like, if you really believe that a piece of rock is making you feel calmer, changing all the, what's that word where they say there's a lot of something in the air?
Energy?
Not, well, sort of like energy.
Yeah.
You know, like sage, for example. Have you heard of sage? What does that do? It get rid of the bad spirits, some stuff like that. Like, like that's fine to believe. I believe in stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hell, if it helps, great.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll take anything that helps, man. That's cool.
A lot of people think that the sage is like to purify your area, like your environment. So
Right.
like if you do that after like praying or meditating, it helps with your space.
The aura, that's it.
Yeah.
Your aura, it changes your aura, and I like that. It's cool things like that. I'm not like really into it. I don't understand it that much, but I do understand that if you believe in something that's like that, you know, to change something that you have around you for the better, calm.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
What do you think about the people that like believe in like horoscopes and like they read the daily horoscope, like today your day is going to be full of this, 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 and this?
Cool, man. Like, again, it's same thing with that. Like, if it's really, if you're benefiting from stuff that helps you to see life in a better way, that's great. Because I think we need more people that do see things in a better light in this world right now.
Yeah.
I think we need a lot more of it than you know, the bad stuff. And the bad stuff is happening as we speak. I'm not, you know. I think we need more of the good stuff. Not to divert the thoughts or anything like that, but to just kind of see things in a positive light at the moment. Because if everyone starts thinking in a negative light, there's a lot of more bad things that are going to happen. That's what I believe anyway.
Yeah. I see that. And then there's also the people that believe in star signs. They're like, oh my God, when were you born? You're a Cancer?
Why are they all American all of a sudden?
I don't know. My accent switched, guys. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. How do you stop yourself from negative thinking?
I feel like I've spoken about before, I tend to overthink, and then when I'm overthinking, I spiral. So I have to like stop myself and be like, okay, wait, is this something I really want to get into? Like, am I really trying to get into that state of mind where I'm going to like dig deep into like the negative stuff?
So you stop yourself from negative thinking by asking your questions. Asking
myself questions like, is it worth it? Is this going to be worth my time right now? Like, I've got other things to do. I've got better things to be doing and thinking about.
So what advice would you give to people who are actually they're trying to stop thinking in a negative light, but they can't seem to do it?
I don't know if take more risks would be a good piece of advice, but maybe try not to villainize things, because I know it can be very easy to be like, oh, okay, well, they look dodgy, they might be dodgy, kind of thing, right? Like judge people, judge situations, and just start to like I said, villainize things very quickly and easily. But there's two sides of it. Like, you can't judge a book by its cover. You need to be able to get involved some way, and you don't have to have a negative stigma towards people that look a certain way or situations that don't seem like they're going right, because maybe you go into it and it's completely different to what you thought it was. Does that make any sense?
No.
Not to you?
Not to me, but it might make sense to someone else.
And I always say not to you because I know you zone out a lot. when we're talking.
I think I've got ADHD, you know. I've read a lot of things about it. I don't know. There's stuff like that, zone out halfway through a conversation. Not just you. It's like when I'm speaking to a lot of other people, I'll zone out.
Fast.
Also that, and you're boring.
Okay.
All right. Jesus. Just a joke.
Yeah, no, I've decided to ignore it.
Okay.
There you go. Block out the negative energy. I don't need that in my life.
Cool.
Bye.
Cool.
Resistance. Was it resistance?
Oh, resistance.
Yeah, because we never got to talk about
Resilience.
resilience, not resistance.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, I think. Resistance and resilience.
If you resist from the negative, and then resilience is to actually like persevere. Because you can still resist good things. So they're kind of...
You can resist the urge to do things that are bad.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the strong willpower with that one. It's a bit of a tricky one, especially with addiction and stuff like that. I mean, I can never touch on it because I've never been addicted to... No, actually, that's a lie. I'm addicted to my phone. I think a lot of people are in this day and age.
I would say I've realised recently that I'm addicted to my phone. So now I just try and divert and go on my laptop instead. Is that bad?
Well, I don't know. What do you do on your laptop?
Not exactly the same stuff like that I do on my phone, but...
Yeah.
And then there's also my TV. Basically, I'm addicted to the devices I have around me.
I guess if you're not working on yourself, if you've got time on your hands and you want to do things that will, I don't know, better career, help your career or start your career, and you know you've got really big aspirations and you're not working towards them, and these other things that are stopping you from doing those things, then it's a problem. However, if you've done so many things, you're always busy, and then you take a breather and you go on your phone or you watch a bit of TV, there's no problem in that either.
Yeah, I feel like I don't feel guilty for like having my little alone time or like watching my TV shows, movies, everything like that, if it's something I had already planned for that day. So say, because I like to do different things in different days, like to plan specific thing I want to do. So say I want to cook on this day, or I wake up and I decide, you know what, I really want to make this because I really want to eat it. So I'm going to go down, make that. Cool. That's one thing that I didn't have planned before I woke up, but I woke up and I thought, okay, I really want to eat this, so guess what? I'm going to make it. Like, simple, very, like, spontaneous things. But then there's also things that are, like, very, like, set. Like, I've got a list. These are the things I want to do today. I want to do the dishes. I want to clean the living room. I want to clean my room. I want to just random things that will better my life because I know they're things that I've been putting off for a while. So just doing that on days where I'm, like, very free or, like, in my spare time, it helps. It makes me feel better. Like, I need to clean my car. Okay, cool. I've bought the products that I need to clean my car just yesterday. So awesome. That's great. I did one of the things off my list. I went shopping. Now that I've got the things, I'm able to do the next things on the list. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got a list?
Yes.
Nice.
And I make different types of lists. And I know a lot of people that do this as well. But for me, it's like, I start off by writing like what I want to do, say, today and tomorrow, right? And then by the end of it, it's literally anything I can do in the next 2-3 weeks. It could be something I'm still waiting for, like say I had one which was like wait to get my grade before I can update my CV. So now that I've got my grade, now I can update my CV, you know? So like things like that are like prolonged so I can do it within the span of when I can, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and so now I can go through the list and just like tick off everything I can do when I want to do it and when I can do it.
What's something that you're finding hard to overcome right now?
I think it's not hard to overcome it because right now I'm not trying to overcome it, like I don't want to. And that would be my sleep schedule. Like I'm not trying to adjust my sleep schedule right now. As much as maybe a lot of people around me are like, maybe you should, so you don't sleep all day and don't stay awake all night. I've said this is my last summer that I want to just forget about everything else. I want to forget about the construction of time. I want to forget about the fact that I am at home and the fact that I'm not getting paid right now for at least like another realistically like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I just want to. Obviously, that doesn't mean I'm not going to work towards getting a job, because I want to, and I need to, and I know that. So I'm still doing the things I need to do. Still, you know.
I guess because of your circumstances of you. Let's set the scene. You've just finished uni.
Yes.
3 years of education. You're done.
Yes.
You just want to catch up on all the chilling and all the.
Exactly. I've exerted like all my hard work into the last 3 years, and so now it's like the summer to be like, I'm reaping my rewards. I'm gaining the benefits that I've worked for. So now it's time to just have a tiny bit of chill time, bit of me time before I'm ready to be like, right, I'm ready to get myself sorted, to get my sleep schedule sorted, to get my work schedule sorted, to earn them peas.
Yeah.
Fund my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think that's a big thing for people to fund their lifestyle? Because I remember having a conversation recently with someone who is working, and they are getting paid, obviously, because they're working. But it was like they need to say in advance what days they want to book off, and they still don't know, but their birthday's coming up soon and things like that. And so I was like, yeah, but at least you're getting them peas to fund your lifestyle. And they were like, yeah, but still, like, I have to book my days off, like.
Well, that book your days, that's just a 9 to 5 job thing that you just have to do. But in saying that, your question was what? Funding, do you think people, it's a big thing for people to fund their own life?
Fund their own lifestyles.
That's the only way to do it. You can't expect other people to make peace for you. Not at the start anyway.
Do you think people are like more lenient towards like, okay, no, I'm gonna carry on doing everything I need to do to fund my own lifestyle, like stick to their lifestyle? Or do you think people adjust easily based off of their income, based off of what they're doing?
It's a hard question to ask because it just depends on how willing the people are to get work done.
Yeah.
In order to get the funds and to do the fun stuff that they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's never easy to adjust life. I'm telling you now, it's uncomfortable, but you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in order to change. Because change is always uncomfortable. I mean, when's the last time you felt change? And it really, and you actually remember it being uncomfortable. What about school? When you've just finished secondary school, you're going into college. Uncomfortable feeling because you don't know people. Yeah. It's a new setting, you know.
It's very, yeah.
You don't know what to expect. It's uncomfortable.
It's new environment.
You have to get used to feeling uncomfortable. It just is what it is. It's the way of life.
I feel like you feel uncomfortable until it gets to a certain point where you're thinking, okay, it's not as bad as it used to be, because you start to get to know new people. You start to get used to the environment you're in. And then it gets to a point where you're no longer uncomfortable. You're comfortable with it. You're like, okay, cool. Like, I'm used to it now. Awesome.
Do you think people are people are uncomfortable with uncertainty, with the way their life is?
Oh, 100%. Like, I feel so bad for the people that, like, if they genuinely wish they never had that lifestyle, but they do, where their parents have a certain job where they have to keep moving. And if they're still young, they have to constantly adjust to new schools, new environments, make friends. Oh no, sorry, I'm leaving. Gotta go. Bye. And then they just again and again.
Never staying in one place because.
Yeah.
And it's not even their fault. They have no choice. It's just the parents have to move to another place just to work.
To work, yeah.
So they're having to constantly.
Their lifestyle's constantly.
They make friends, but then they have to say bye to their friends, and they make new friends.
And then same again.
Yeah.
Have to move again.
I think the cool thing about that, if it ever happened with us, right, is I'm only thinking of it when they're older, and maybe if they're still close with those friends, then they've got friends in different countries that they can go and see.
Yeah. I feel like when you're young, a lot of maybe you want to hang on to them friendships, but they might.
Yeah, they might just move on.
Exactly. So it has to go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, you don't want to have that friendship where if they're very lacking in trying to be friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to communicate with you. They're not going to,
Yeah.
You'd rather have true friends.
But going back to the question, the uncertainty, I feel that people, need to start getting used to uncertainty, because you're never going to be able to control outcomes of things, you know. Like college, for example, that little example I gave there, it's a perfect example. That uncertainty is, for me, it was really exciting. I've always liked meeting new, it's like a new challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to meet new friends, see what it's like. And even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time, you know, I'm still just getting it done.
That's like the middle child social butterfly thing for you, I feel. Like, because you are very much a social butterfly, as I've said a lot, because you are. And, like, you thrive in social situations, meeting new people.
Yeah, but so is Gish. So I don't think it is a middle child thing.
No, I think it's in different ways. I see it with, I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen Gish, like, make friends and stuff, but...
He's got no friends, that's why.
Huh? Because he's got no friends.
He's got no friends.
I mean, because obviously we have a larger age gap, so I've not really seen him in
true.
that environment. But no, he also has like the older, you know how the older sibling has to have like the, oh, I need to lead by example. I need to be the example for the family kind of thing. And I see that with Gish.
Yeah.
But
I get though that majority of the middle children, that's the right word. Yeah, they do say that they are more social.
Yeah, it's also because they're what was it?
I think it's because we're forgotten.
Yeah, you
at a
crave,
young age,
you crave that attention.
that attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that, definitely going in school.
Yeah.
I craved the attention. But when I got out of school, when I started to water down my friendships, it was kind of like, okay, what do I really want?
Yeah.
And I started to zone in on what the hell what I want and who I am as a person and all this other stuff.
Which is what actually counts, because at the end of the day, you can have like multiple different friends, different friendships and stuff, but until you truly know you and you're exactly who you want to be, and you know these people are here for you because they know who you are fully, or like not even fully, but they know of you, like kind of thing, then you're more secure in your friendships, because you're like, okay, well, I know I'm cool. I know who I am, and now I can let other people know, kind of thing.
I prefer now, looking back, I prefer having a smaller group of friends, because of the fact that these are the core people who actually care for me and who are excited for me when I'm doing good things.
Yeah.
And then when I tell all the good things that I am telling, it's no longer like, oh, you're doing that. Oh, why do you want to do that? It's no longer that. It's congratulations. Well done, man.
Yeah.
That's so sick. We've been talking about this for so long. And that's the kind of friendships that I love so much. I mean, that's what the whole point. That's the whole point of friends.
Yeah.
You know, to lift you up when you
Honestly.
are down, and to call you out on stupid things, and to, you know, when you make mistakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like a true friend is someone that wants to show you a mirror when you're acting up, or like when you're going in a direction that you like maybe don't want to be going down. They're like, hold on, self-reflect over here. I'm trying to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question of the day today is, when can boundaries free you?
When you allow them to free you. And when I say that, I interpreted the boundaries as your fears. So when you allow yourself to get over your fears, that is when they won't be restricting you anymore. Like, I remember you gave me the perfect example of, used to be a bit afraid of heights, and then you jumped out of a plane, and now you're not afraid of heights. And for me, I'm like deadly afraid of heights, and I'm not willing to get over that fear. Like I'm perfectly fine on the ground, even roller coasters. I know I could get over it if I wanted to. I could literally go on a roller coaster and be fine with it afterwards. Because I'd be like, okay, yeah, that was cool, nothing happened. None of the bad shit that's like always in my mind didn't happen. So I could get over that fear if I wanted to. But the fact that I'm not willing to get over them fears, like, they're still boundaries for me. So I'm like, no, okay. But I'm comfortable with them fears.
With that example, just a side note, with that one, right? You pay a lot of money to go to a theme park and not go on any of the rides.
but I don't. When we went to that theme park, I had a free ticket.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Buy one, get one free?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's calm then.
Exactly. So if I was going to pay for that, of course I would have been like, maybe I'd go for the company.
What about
And, like,
school
for the day
trips?
out?
Did you had to pay for them?
Well, technically I didn't pay, did I? Parents did.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that's true as well, actually.
and
Fucking loopholes.
and also I'd go on water rides. I love water rides, even if they're like really high. I
They're
really
quite
like my
chill.
water rides.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be scared to death, but
Yeah.
I'd still do it. They're the ones that like I accept. Especially if it's like a boiling hot day, I'm like, yeah, water ride's great.
So let's go back a second.
Yeah.
So you said that the question was, when can boundaries free you? And you interpret boundaries as fears.
Yes.
When can fears free you?
No. When can them? Wait. Read the question again properly, please.
When can boundaries free you? That's the question.
And I said when you allow them to. When you're willing to let go of the boundaries.
So when can boundaries free you?
When you allow them to.
When you allow boundaries to free you, they free you. That's
Yes.
That's what I'm
That does
thinking.
make sense. You're saying it wrong though. Do you want me to elaborate?
Yeah, elaborate again.
Okay. So I interpreted the boundaries as my fears. This is how I personally saw it, right?
Okay.
So my fears are my boundaries. They're the things that I'm like, okay, no. But I'm comfortable with them. Like, I'm comfortable with being scared of, like, heights. I'm comfortable with being scared of roller coasters. Because I'm not willing to get out of that. Because if I was, I would jump out of a plane and I know I'd get over that. I won't be scared of heights anymore. And then I would also go on a roller coaster, like, a couple of them, and then I'd be all right with that. But it's not something that is, like, a huge priority for me. Like, I don't care about my fears. They don't, like, they're not invading my life.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? It's not a big deal to me to be afraid of heights.
If it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you because you.
It does. Like, I'm comfortable with my fears. Because
Yeah.
if I wasn't, then I'd have to do
I
something
just mean
about
the
it.
question that you've answered,
Yeah,
but I guess that's how you interpret it.
is when I allow it to. So if I was to jump out of a plane, you know, and it's also like if they do become boundaries for you, because I feel like my fears aren't really boundaries for me.
Okay, well, I interpreted that question as when can boundaries free you? Meaning, when can boundaries that you put yourself free you
So it's like for
to
you.
be more of you?
So it's for you. It's like protecting your light in a way.
Yes.
Okay, that's how you interpret it.
That's why I was a bit confused with how you answered it, but that's how I interpret it. And I would say when can boundaries free you is when you... The scenario I use, right? The example, you're on a night out, you're ready to go home, but no one else is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that boundary as, guys, I'm going to go now. You guys can stay though. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Or you're in a conversation, like you it's a group conversation and people are having it, but you don't want to have the conversation. You just, I don't really like this conversation. You know what I mean? I don't like this conversation. I just want to go.
Yeah.
Like I've had that so many times with groups. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go then. You know what I mean? Like, just protecting like me, like trying not to be fake and trying not to fit in because I used to do that. You know, trying to burrow myself in conversations and stuff that I don't have like anything to say about it.
Yeah.
I'll still listen. I'll be like, all right, cool. But...
And I think another way to see it is the boundaries you set and that are like set for good reasons are the boundaries that will free you.
That's what I see it as.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret that question.
Like even when it comes to compromising, if you say to yourself, I'm not going to compromise with this, this, and this, and that's to protect yourself, then they're the ones that will free you because you need that to be as much as yourself as possible. So
it's that's basically it.
Yeah. Cool. So we answered the question.
Yeah. Right. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for listening to us waffle.
Thank you so much. There was a lovely little mellow jumping from topic to topic.
Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you like, please like and subscribe and share.
Yes.
That's all for today. Adios.
See you next week. Bye.